Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday, September 24th, 2017, and I thought I would give you guys a talking head update on what's currently going on this end. As you can see, I'm still in rusty iron van, and I'm heading out to work right now. Seems to be about the few moments I have for filming nowadays. I'm heading up to Coco from Melbourne as a handyman assistant, and just wanted to update you. I had left off in the last episode talking about the tree, which I'm still working on, removal of the tree, and the air conditioning, central air conditioning at Walter's house decided to go out last weekend. So it was like unbearably hot inside the building. I will tell you this. A building without air conditioning, one that's not designed for, air cooling, even though I guess you could open all the windows and stuff, and we did, but it was still unbearably hot. It got up to like about 86, 87 degrees inside the building, which some people might not feel that was hot, but in Florida, I guess with the humidity, it is like hot. So to fix the problem, I ended up calling around to try to arrange a visit, from the air conditioning guys, but they charge money just to visit, anywhere from roughly $55 up to $100 just to come by, even if the repair ends up being too expensive. So I contacted Walter to let him know the situation, and he ended up contacting his friend Nick, who is actually going to be helping me try to get Little Blue 2 running again. And he came over to look at the air conditioning unit, and we couldn't really see anything physically wrong with it. Well, the symptoms of this: you turn the unit on, and the fan outside, the blow up, the AC fan outside unit would sometimes come on. Sometimes it doesn't want to come on. But for sure, the fan blower unit on the inside, that blows the air throughout the house, would not come on. So Nick opened it up to see if there's any fried circuits or anything, and couldn't find anything. So then he went out to the unit itself, the outs unit, and didn't really see anything there either, but suspected that it might be the capacitor. He thought the fan wasn't spinning fast enough. Even though the capacitor didn't look bulging or anything, it looked normal. So I decided to take the capacitor last night and run around town trying to get a replacement capacitor. And Nick suggested getting it tested and stuff, but I couldn't really find any place that would test it. And I went to Home Depot, and then I tried to go by Lowe's, but Lowe's was closed already. But it seems like none of the local places carry these things. And from what I was told, a lot of times the only local places that carry them would be air conditioning service, places, the guys that you call, and or suppliers for those places. They tend not to sell directly to the public. And when you're in a rush to get something like that, if you can't get it from a store, you're gonna have to get it through one of the repair places, and they want to come out and install the capacitor, which runs anywhere from $8 up to $30 or so for a capacitor, and they'll charge you about $200 to $300 to come by and install the thing, which is ridiculous. So I came back home last night by about I think it was like 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Thinking I would go ahead and try looking for a replacement capacitor today. Then I decided, you know what, we'll try one more time. I went ahead and took the capacitor that we had taken out of the blower unit and put it back in and hooked everything back up and turned the system back on. And of course, it still didn't work. Same symptoms. The blower fan did come on and would blow. I mean, not the blower fan, the outside fan would come on and turn, okay? But inside the house, the blower would not start again. You could hear it trying to start, but it didn't want to start. So then I went to the thermostat itself, and I turned the light on, the display light. You know, at the center of the unit, it had a little button to push for the little display light. And when I turned the light on, the inside blower kicked on. So the air conditioning unit is running right now. Or it was when I left the house. It had run all night and actually cooled the place back down, but then I had set it, it had been preset when it came on. I didn't want to touch it after it came on. It was set for 78 degrees. So I woke up this morning and went to the thermostat for the air conditioner and saw that it was at 79 degrees, but noticed the blower wasn't blowing again. And I was like, oh, great, we're right back to where we were. So I turned the light again, you know, the little push button for the light, because that's what seemed like it turned it on. And it didn't come on. So I thought I would just go ahead and leave it running, even with the blower, the inside blower not blowing, just to see what the temperature was when I got home today. But as I was getting ready to head off for work, the blower kicks on. So, as far as I know, while I'm driving right now, the air conditioning unit is still running. I don't know if any of you guys have experience with this kind of stuff and know what it might be. I'm probably going to try to order a capacitor. I can't find one locally at a reasonable price. I'm probably going to order one online, try to find an equivalent. You know, the problem is I don't even know how to read all that stuff, the designations that are on the unit. I'm trying to find one that matches. You know, if you buy locally, I figure I could take it in and they could look at it and get me one that's equivalent or, you know, superior that could replace it. But I can't seem to find a local supplier. So I'm going to ask my boss today if he knows of one that would be reasonable. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and order it online, which is a lot cheaper anyways. I might just do it online anyways, just because the AC seems to be working right now. I just basically don't want to touch it because it may go off again. That's what happened last time. What had happened was I had it on at 78, and I decided, well, you know, when I'm at work, nobody's at the house, might as well turn it up. So I turned it up to like 82. And then when I came back and turned it back down to 78, it didn't want to come on. It just would stay off the whole time, wouldn't come back on. So at this point, the unit appears to be running again. I'm leaving it alone, but I am going to try to get a capacitor. So those of you who have air conditioning issues, the first thing I'd suggest looking at is all the fuses, obviously, the breakers, the circuit breakers. Inside the air conditioning unit itself, there may be another breaker, an on-off switch, and a fuse. So check that. Check for any burn marks, anything, and make sure everything's plugged in. All the wires aren't, you know, melted or something. Then that's on the inside portion of the unit. Then on the outside of the unit, open it up and take a look inside there and see if they see anything burned. Then maybe replace the capacitor. That's what I've learned about air conditioning repair. You felt the bump there. Car was doing weird stuff. Might be still running right now. I don't know if that was the road or what. It's hitting some bumps. But I've still been adding water every day to Iron Van, Rusty, you know, and been driving it back and forth to work pretty much. Trying not to go anywhere. Although this weekend I did take my wife somewhere. Not too far, but just try not to drive it too much and adding water every time. It's still running, you know. I'm running the air conditioner even as I'm driving right now, which is actually bad because that'll make the engine generate even more heat. But I figured, what the heck, if it's gonna die, I might as well, you know, enjoy the ride. And the air conditioner had to turn off. It was freezing cold. But yeah, the vehicle's been running. It's died sometimes, like when I'm at a stoplight, the engine will shut off. I have to start it back up. So I think I'm killing it. Now Nick is coming over. Hopefully he's going to try to come by today to start working on replacing the fuel injectors. Then I think this weekend I'm going to run by and try to pick up the starter and see if we can't get little Blue 2 back up and running. And maybe even look into the air conditioning system on little Blue 2, and if that gets fixed, Blue is back and better than before. So keep your fingers crossed. Pray for me. Pray for Nick as he opens up little Blue 2 to try to bring her back to life.